And this we brought to you earlier, and we want to hone down on it a little bit more. A warning to police in Alabama over the state's tough new immigration law. The Justice Department has sent dozens of law enforcement agencies in Alabama a letter telling them their funding may be in jeopardy if they aren't careful when enforcing the state's new immigration law. The Obama administration has sued the state of Alabama, which really has the toughest new enforcement on the books where it comes to illegal immigration, and they claim that that law is unconstitutional. Francisco Hernandez is an immigration attorney, and he joins us now on this.
Hi.
Francisco, welcome. Good to have you here today. What's your take?
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. Let's take a look at a little piece of this letter, and we'll read it for the viewers at home, and then we want to get your thoughts on all of this. Let's take a look at that for starters.
Okay.
In it, it says, to ensure that your enforcement of this law does not result in the unlawful stopping, questioning, searching, detaining, or arresting of persons, or in the targeting of racial or ethnic minorities in the manner that violates the Constitution. And that came from the U.S. Assistant Attorney General Thomas E. Perez. What do you think about this?
Well, I think I think the warning is accurate, but all they have to do is look to their own Attorney General, who has advised the legislature that they need to revise some of the provisions that have been put on hold by the federal court. There's already 2 examples of foreign workers perfectly legally within the state that were pulled over and ticketed for not having the proper documentation on them. So, my grandma always taught me, if you make a mistake, just fix it. Don't worry about your pride, just make it right. And that's all they're telling them is, fix this. You've done a mistake.
I mean, the people of Alabama and put this law through believe that it is fallen upon them to enforce the law that they say the federal government is not willing to enforce. That people who are illegally in this country, if they are pulled over for another reason, that there's every right to ask them for identification. And that the law is not being carried out by the federal government, and therefore it falls upon the state. What do you think about that?
Well, and I think for completely opposite reasons, I agree with them. Quite frankly, my side is frustrated with the Obama administration too, and with the Republican administration during President Bush, in that nothing can possibly seems to be able to get done at the federal government. All of these states, from California to Alabama, are passing laws in the first place to try to urge the federal government to do something, and the federal government refuses to. What we refuse to acknowledge as citizens and as a society is that the United States has served as a magnet for these laborers to come up here and try to earn a living. We have brought them here because of the jobs and the opportunity that their great American country offers. So until we stop sending our business and our money to China and keep it among our neighbors and among ourselves, we're not going to change the problem. So there is a problem. I will agree to that.
All right. Francisco Hernandez, thank you very much, sir, for being with us today. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.